WLS Music Radio presents Music People, brought to you by Anheuser-Busch, brewers of Budweiser, the king of beers. For all you do, this Bud's for you. Tonight, the words and music of Off Broadway. This is Music People. My guests tonight, Cliff Johnson and John Pasden of Off Broadway. Welcome to Music People and WLS.
Thank you. How you doing? Glad to be here.
The official title is Off Broadway USA. What's that all about?
Well, we like to be referred to as Off Broadway, but the USA is just kind of a nice little gesture that we are an American band, and that we don't feel like we're the Beatles. And we don't act like the Beatles, and we don't have a Beatles consciousness. We don't dress like the Beatles, and we don't think we should, essentially come off like one of those British kind of trendy, let's act like a British band.
You do have some Beatles sound to you, though.
Well, we were born in the 50s, and we listened to the radio every day.
Yeah. How did you guys get started in the first place? Garage bands, or formal music training, or what's your background? First of all, with you, Cliff.
There was no formal music training. It was just pure desire to get out and have fun. I think I saw the Beatles on Ed Sullivan. Okay. And then after seeing the Beatles on Ed Sullivan, like everyone else, I picked up a tennis racket and pretended to be a Beatle.
Where'd you grow up?
In Oak Park.
In Oak Park.
Yeah. I did too.
Okay. John, how did you get into music?
Basically the same way Cliff did. We both grew up in the same town, and, seeing the Beatles and the Stones on TV and listening to WLS and hearing music like that, bugging our parents, to go out and get a guitar and just start playing.
Now, what were some of the first gigs you played together as a band? What sort of dates were you doing then?
The Chicago club dates, high schools, colleges. We did a few concert dates. We played with UK and Judas Priest, and We did a couple dates with the Babies and Romantics and Blue Oyster Cult.
Describe the process that you went through to produce the album. This is of particular interest to anyone in Chicago that's in a band right now that's listening to this program. How did you get that whole thing together? What was the first step?
The first step was that it began in Lake Geneva in a small nightclub. Cheap Trick was playing. I was in the audience. Rick Nielsen pointed out to Ken Adamany, who was their manager, who was our present manager, that this goofball was in the crowd, Cliff Johnson from this crazy band called Pez Band. John and I played with Pez Band for a few years. Rick said, hey, is it okay if I invite this knucklehead on stage? And Ken said, sure, I don't know who this guy is, go ahead. And I got on stage with them, and we kind of lost it. We went nuts and knocked over guitars and drums, and Ken Adamany just said, get that guy off the stage. And that's how we met, and that's how it began.
Chicago's Off Broadway after this.
This bud's for you, for being on the job and working hard all day. This bud's for you. You know that nothing less than best can make it all the way. So here's to you, there's no one else who does it right the way you do. This one's for you, because it isn't only what you say, it's what you do. So here's to you. This one's for you. This one's for you. For all you do, the king of beers is coming through. For all you do, this one's for you.
Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis.
Music people, WLS.
Cheap Trick did a tour in Japan
It was a very marvelous tour in Japan.
that in many respects put them over the top with that live album that they came back, the Budokan album. Do you have any plans along that same line?
What were those?
Not necessarily, no. We'd like to make it in America and Japan and Europe, you know.
Is Japan an easier place to make it in rock and roll now than the U.S.?
Not necessarily. It's just that there's the cultural shock of a U.S. band coming over to Japan. Some people refer to it as an invasion, but that's kind of a caustic word. It's not an invasion. It's just a visit, a pleasant visit. They are a little bit more anxious, I think, for new U.S. bands than the USA is for a new U.S. band because of the cultural exchange. But other than that, you know, it might happen here and never work over there. But we just have a strong feeling that we'll have a real love affair with Japan.
What's it like in your neighborhood with all your friends from school and people that you've known all along to suddenly be special, where you have your own song on the radio? What's their reaction?
I think most of them are happy for us. Real happy for us.
When you mentioned neighborhood, that's how we like to keep it. You know, we have family there and pals, and we kind of like to disassociate our rock roll careers with our neighborhood social rapport. You know, we like to have...
But you can't help it. But walk down the street, if you go into the grocery store at home, or you go into the barber shop and say, hey, heard your song on the radio, guys.
That's fine. You know, we try to... We like that. We appreciate the fact that they're happy for us. But, you know, we try to get on another subject like, hey, I hear you driving a Volvo. That's very nice. I mean, is your father all right? Is he recovering?
Yeah, get the subject off.
Yeah, because
your life.
It's always being concerned with chart positions and everything involved in and around the rock roll industry can make one mentally unhealthy. We have to have neighborhoods.
Is there a lot of that you have to deal with now of worrying about what position your record's in, how sales are going, and do you concern yourself with that, or do you try to stay strictly with the music and keep grinding that out?
We play, you know. That's our main concern is to get up every night and play for people and to make sure that our music that's on the album gets across live. And that is our main concern right now. That's why we're doing 41 cities in 50 days. And as far as the record, I mean, we're informed by our record company where it is, you know, when we want to know. But it's more important for us to just see people get off on what we're doing every night.
To make
Broadway continues in a moment.
On the loop at FM 98.
Music people, WLS.
What advice would you give somebody now that's a neighborhood band that's kicking around in Berwyn or Oak Park or somewhere? What should they do?
Okay.
How do they find the road that you found?
They should avoid managers, attorneys, record companies, girlfriends.
Seriously.
Well, I just we told you before, we didn't really make a Marshall plan of
But
attack.
did you? What process did you go through? Did you tape record yourselves a lot and listen to it and critique the kind of things you did?
You're saying, okay, first of all, we were true to ourselves and we followed our integrity and all those other virtues, and we just stuck with what we really felt we had. We always knew we had to play since we were little boys, you know. So what we did was, sure, we would borrow our parents' gear. Every family had a little Wallensack or an Aralco, and we'd put things down. Usually we'd do cover tunes. If you're asking,
what sort of cover tunes would you do when you first got together?
Everything we heard on the radio. You know, I can remember. We've been influenced by everything we've ever heard.
What do you perceive the future holding for the band, Off Broadway?
Touring, making records, and touring.
And then doing that again, and then entering the Department of Redundancy Department.
Long-range plans.
Staying together forever, and playing until we drop dead.
Growing as a band.
And having other people grow up with us as a band. Because there are a lot of trendy, kind of modern, I hate to categories bother me, but some people, for the sake of time and communication, will say there are a lot of new wave, trendy bands that are trying to act like the Beatles that you won't be able to grow up with because they'll be here and then gone. And they're very good, and some of their songs are real neat and cute. But hopefully we'll have the durability and the longevity for people to grow up with us.
Well, much continued success to both of you and the band, and you'll undoubtedly be playing some dates here during the summertime.
Yeah.
Stop back in.
We will. Thank you.
Okay.
And before we get off, we've been discussing some serious things. We just want to let you know that we really don't take this too seriously. The main thing is fun. F-U-N in big capital letters.
Because This bud's for you, for being on the job and working hard all day. This bud's for you. You know that nothing less than best can make it all the way. This bud's for you. Just here to you. There's no one else who does it quite the way you do. This bud's for you, because it isn't only what you say, it's what you do. This bud's for you.
Yeah, just for you, that distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
This bud's for you. For all you do, the king of beers is coming through. For all you do, this bud's for you.
Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis. Music People, brought to you by Anheuser-Busch, brewers of Budweiser, the king of beers. For all you do, this bud's for you. Cliff Johnson and John Pasden of Off Broadway were interviewed by Brant Miller. Music People is engineered by Pam Murphy and is produced by Brant Miller.
Music People, WLS. Music Radio, WLS. Chicago. You're on the power line.
Hi, this is Powerline, and I'm John Rivers, your host for Great Half.